volume. So if you're watching and you can hear me, let me know. But maybe Tyler's computer's broken or ours is. Mine is. Our software might be. I don't know. Anyways, if nothing else, I'll do the show for the 8 of us and we'll have a nice time. Okay, who else? Liz Esty is with us as well. Hey, Liz, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm just sitting in Sarah's office because it's a lot nicer than mine.
It is nice. That's a
yeah.
really nice office.
We just finished painting it, so it's looking better than it was. So, okay, Tyler says he can hear. He can hear now. Great. Maybe he just turned up the volume. Great. Okay, Liz, let me know what you think of when you hear this toy, Pogo Ball.
Pogo Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like chaotic playground?
You're younger, so you probably.
I'm younger and I like didn't have friends, so I feel like toys were something other people did.
I mean, I feel like you don't have to have friends to know Pogo Ball because it was just it was on TV all the time, like the commercials were.
I was a PBS kid, so I didn't see ads.
Oh yeah, okay. So you're not going to know any of these.
I'm really not. I'm flying blind, except for
regardless
Legos.
of the time frame. Yeah.
Legos are the only one I know because I used to get bribed to go to the dentist with Legos.
Oh, okay.
Like I could get a $15 Lego set if I went to the dentist.
Yeah. So you're a Legos person, not Connects.
Not Connects. I was a Legos person because I really liked the Star Wars prequel Lego sets where you could make scenes from the movies.
Mm.
It was great.
All right, this is going to be the rivalry tonight. It's Connects versus Legos, I guess. So, but yeah, Pogo Ball was like, it was, if you were like not able to afford a pogo stick, you could just get a ball, which is like way more dangerous and less effective, and try to jump on that, and then it would flatten immediately. So yeah,
sounds perfect.
Yeah, the 80s were a wild time. All right, we also have our friend Carrie Ross with us. Hey, Carrie, how's it going?
Hello, it's going well.
Nice. All right.
Yep.
What? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
I said, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Things are fantastic here in Tennessee. We just got internet here. I'm just kidding. They got it back in 2002, and I'm pretty sure. I don't know the timeline. Sarah's probably mad at me now. Okay. Anyways, let me ask you this. What do you think of when you hear this word, laser tag?
Laser tag. Fun. Maybe illegal in 10 years. No, maybe not. I feel like, anywhere it's dark, you're going to get interesting situations. I don't know.
Sure, fun. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point.
Other than paintball, doesn't actually hurt you.
Yeah, laser tag is the safer option. Yeah, you never get shot in the neck.
This is feeling dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, laser tag, good times. We also have our friend Jer Palapple with us tonight. Hey, Jer, how's it going?
Hello, how's it going?
Great. I want to know what comes to your mind when you hear about Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Oh, it's the fighting that's very limited. It's boxing, but for robots, and it's fun to, the fun part is when their heads like spring up when they get punched, which you can just do by touching them. You don't even have to do the Rock'em or the Sock'em.
Yeah, that's true. It's like just dropping the mousetrap in the game.
Yeah.
Mousetrap.
I would just
You
set
have
up the
to-
mousetrap, and then I don't think I ever played the game Mousetrap. I just set the thing up and then let the thing run.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
that's all that you ever had to do with that game. So more fun times. All right. We also have our friend Nick Martucci with us. Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Hey, Sean, going good. How are you?
I'm feeling good. So let me ask you, how do you feel about Mr. Potato Head?
Mr. Potato Head. I really enjoyed Mr. Potato Head, but I wish that I was around when it first came out and it didn't come with a potato. It was just a box of plastic and you supply your own potato and just shove the plastic inside. That sounds delightful. I think it all went downhill when they introduced a plastic potato.
Yeah, probably. I don't
Also,
know.
classic Don Rickles performance in Toy Story.
Mm. Do you think that it would be more fun to use the plastic parts with a potato before it's cooked, or once it's mashed potatoes?
I mean, I was all for before it's cooked, but mashed potatoes, that sounds delightful.
Yeah, it's like Mr. Potato Head's just melted.
I mean, I feel like it's more conducive to what I liked from Mr. Potato Head is you didn't have to put the different features in the right spot. Just
Yeah.
where the mouth should go, mouth in one of the eyes.
Yep.
And the little mustache that never fit on right.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to just shove that all in a potato mess.
True. All right. And we also have our friend Jacqueline Wall with us tonight. Hey, Jacqueline.
Hey, Sean. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for doing it. So what do you think of when you hear Care Bears?
Care Bears. I think about that bit Dave Chappelle has where he's like talking about the Care Bear stare and how they just have this power of being loving. We also had a bunch when I was a kid. My sister is 8 years younger than me, so I was like a little older, but I would always try to spoil her with toys, and she had every color Care Bear.
Ah, that's great. That's nice. Sweet. All right. And we also have our friend Joe Medoff with us tonight. Hey, Joe, how's it going? Are you muted?
What about now?
Yeah, you're good.
Better? There we go.
Yeah.
Hey everyone. What's up? How you doing? Hey, how are you?
Hey. Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm hanging out. Happy I don't have to fidget with my computer for the whole time and damn near ruin the show.
Yeah, this show will be fine. Everybody watching it is they don't care if we have sound anyways. I don't even know if we all have sound. So, but hey, let me ask you this. What comes into your mind when you think of Street Sharks?
Street Sharks. Okay. I think by the time I was cognizant of Street Sharks, I was a teenager. My friend Greg would constantly reference it because he was that kid in our friend group who would just get high and watch retro cartoons. And so we would smoke, and then out of nowhere he would yell, "Jawsome!" And then you're like, "What?" They're like, "Oh no, it's Street Sharks." I was like, "All right, that's tight. That's cool." I'm high, I'm down, and occasionally we would actually watch Street Sharks. Somewhere along the line, someone I knew may have had a Street Sharks toy, but overall, what I have to think of Street Sharks is I think it is a bold attempt at replicating the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And quite frankly, if Street Sharks came out first, I would have said that one's the definitely cooler one and gone with them. I gotta say, Turtles to Sharks fight and eat things. Turtles doesn't make much sense, but we all know who won that.
Yeah. The Ninja Turtles are, the whole economy runs on Ninja Turtles now. So it's a pretty big deal. And which is fun. I just realized recently that whole show was just made to sell toys, the Ninja Turtle show, Like I did not know that until about 3 weeks ago, I think. So lots of fun. Okay, so we're gonna get into the debates now. We'll do a debate, and then I'll ask a trivia question while people are voting. So our first debate of the night will be Rob Crean and Carrie Ross. And Rob, would you
Yes.
like to go first or second here?
Second.
Second. Okay. So Carrie, your question. We don't have categories this week, so I'm just going to go down a list of questions. So your question is: if you had to commute to work every day using one of these toys, which would you choose? Power Wheels or Pogo Ball?
Well, Power Wheels, because wheels, you know, you need four of them. You need four of them. And I mean, singular ball, you know, I've seen them and I haven't seen a lot of them work, but you know, certainly, you know, I don't really know what a pogo ball is. You know, I don't have a driver's license, so you know, I'll pick the one that at least looks like a car. You know, at least you know, creates the illusion of there being four wheels, and you know, hey, no one's gonna die unless you try really, really hard, and nobody ever does that, right? No, of course not. What is a pogo ball again? You know, you don't need to answer that question for me because you know, the wheels are better than balls. I don't know. Maybe it sounds like a good plan, you know, just as long as you have a, you know, both eyes are working. Yeah.
All right, Rob, you have a minute to make your case here.
All right. So first of all, I feel like I just need to take a minute to explain what a pogo ball is because it seems like a lot of people don't fully understand. Basically, it sort of looked like two soccer balls kind of stuck together with a disc in between that you would stand on, and you would push your feet against one half of the soccer balls, and then you would just bounce on it. You kind of balance on the platform and bounce on it. And I think it's a much better way to commute to work because the thing is, like the big wheels, they call it a big wheels, but it's pretty small. I don't know if any of you have tried to drive a big wheel as an adult, but I'm a small adult too. I'm 5'4", but it's uncomfortable. And also in this scenario, I'm assuming that I'm some sort of businessman. I'm going to be wearing my business suit. It's going to get all wrinkled if I'm driving a Power Wheels, but with pogo ball, upright all the way. You're getting some good cardio. It's great for your posture. It's a much better way to commute to work.
Okay, Carrie, you're up. You have 30 seconds to rebuttal.
Oh, okay. Well, the cardio, that is a good point. Man, everybody's just sitting all too much of the but you know, however, you know, a lot of kids, you know, they love wheels. So think about the, you know, think of all the kids who are building those toys. What kind of kids do you think would they? I don't know. Okay, maybe adults, but just how many hands do you need to make wheels go?
Yeah. Well, should I start my rebuttal or do it?
Yep, you're up. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think that if we're going by the child labor issues, I think that you know, the pogo ball it's just rubber. It's sort of hard plastic. It's not too bad. But Power Wheels has metal. It's very hard plastic. It just seems like it's much more treacherous for child labor than the pogo ball. But let's get back to how great it is to commute to, because that's a little bit more fun to talk about. It just, look, I mean, if you get yourself. All right.
All right. A lot of great points here, but it's going to be up to you, the audience, to choose your winner. So head into the Pick a Side Stupid poll right now. If you're watching on YouTube, it's right below this video in the description. There's a link where it says voting. Just click on that, and you can go in there and vote for either Carrie or Rob. And while people are voting, I will ask a quick trivia question of, let's say, John Farrell. Hey, John, how's it going? Okay, this is a toy-related question, and what I want to know, these are all multiple choice questions, so just let me, I know you might know the answer before I finish, but just let me know, let me finish the options, I guess, before. Okay, which one of these characters is not a Pokemon character? All right, and your options are A, Snorlax, B, Jigglypuff, C, Megatron, or D, Squirtle?
What was D?
Squirtle.
Squirtle. All right. Well, I know Megatron was also a wide receiver for our Detroit Lions, so I gotta go with Megatron on that one.
That's correct. Megatron was actually one of the, I believe, Decepticons from the Transformers. And also Calvin Johnson earned the nickname Megatron, which it is, you bring up a good point in that I think more wide receivers should get Pokemon nicknames, that would...
Landry, why can't he be Squirtle? I mean, it makes sense to me. Julian Edelman, he's kind of a weasel. I don't know what yeah, the worst Pokemon, probably one of the snake ones.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah, I think so. That's how I'm going to be spending the NFL season next year, is just assigning Pokemon names to different wide receivers. So it'll be fun. All right, let's see how people voted here and who will be moving on to the next round between Rob and Carrie. The votes are in, and our winner this round is Rob Crean. So Rob will be moving
Woo!
I'm very surprised by that.
And so yeah, we'll see Rob in round 2. Next up, we have Liz Esty and Nick Martucci. So Liz, would you like to go first or second here?
I'll go second, since I probably am not going to know what the toy is anyway.
Okay.
I might, so
second.
I'll go first.
Okay. So Nick, your question is, who would you rather have as your best friend in real life? Bumblebee from the Transformers. Are you familiar? It's
Yes.
a car and a robot. Okay, cool. Or Good Luck Bear from the Care Bears, who is a bear that has good luck.
Oh, that is a tough question because I don't know if the good luck is transferable. I don't know the rules of the Care Bears. I don't know if they get to push their powers onto you. I feel like I want to be friends with a little cute animal rather than an alien machine. So I'm gonna go with the Good Luck Bear. If nothing else, that's a cute little friend to have. I feel like, you know how like long-term couples eventually start to look like each other? I feel like I could get that with a Care Bear. I feel like I'm already halfway there. And the good luck, that's icing. That's great. I just want to be friends with somebody who cares. I think that's what we all want, right? We don't want to be friends with bees. Let them do their own thing. I want to be friends with a cute little bear.
First of all, bees are super important for the ecosystem. And second of all, Bumblebee is not a bee. Bumblebee is an alien robot who can also be a car. You know who doesn't need good luck? Someone who's best friends with an alien robot car. Okay. I could have the worst luck in the world, but my friend Bumblebee is going to come in and fuck their shit up. Okay. It's going to be great. I don't know if you're all familiar with the 2018 classic Bumblebee. It's a great film, honestly, super underrated. And it like didn't have anything to do with Michael Bay. This is just a rant. They advertised it really poorly. But I saw it and it was amazing. And so I'm saying retroactively justice for the 2018 film Bumblebee, and also Bumblebee is going to be my friend. I think that's great, and I don't have to pay for car repairs because it's a robot, not a car.
Like, I also saw that movie, and that's like the first half of the movie is it needs to be repaired. I already have that with a car. And besides, if I know one thing about alien robots, the government will be after me to get that alien robot. I don't have the energy to fight the US government. I'm not really good at foreign affairs or fighting. Let them go on whatever action adventure. No US government official is after me for my Care Bear.
I already have the government after me. I'm like way too angry online to not have the government after me. Like, hello, NSA, how are you doing? So that's fine. Now I have a robot to help me. And he needed to be repaired. But then once he was repaired, he was an alien robot. Like, that's so much better. Once my car gets repaired, it breaks again 6 months later. Time.
All right. A lot of great points here. And I don't know who I would choose to be best friends with, but it's up to you, the audience, to decide who won this debate. So head into the link right below the video on YouTube where it says voting. Just click on that link and you can vote for your favorite here, whether it is Liz Este or Nick Martucci. And while people are voting, why don't I ask another trivia question? And maybe Carrie can help me with this one. Carrie Ross. Hey, I have a question for you, and it has to do with Legos. So in 2007, the Ultimate Collector's Series Millennium Falcon Lego set was the most expensive Lego set ever at that time. What was the price of that set? And your options are A, $25, B, $100, C, $499.99, or D, $4,000.
I don't remember how much Legos, how big Legos get. I'll say the C.
C, $499.99. That is correct. That's how much that Lego set costs.
Oh.
When it came out, it cost $499. Yeah. And that, I guess some of them have been more expensive since then. So yeah, Legos are getting, that's not the type that you got for going to the dentist, is it, Liz?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I got like the smallest set possible.
Okay. I hear you. This article also said that that Lego set now, if it had been unopened, you can sell it on eBay for about $4,000. So
Whoa.
yeah, pretty crazy. Rob, I gotta ask you about this because you're probably, I think we're probably the closest to age on this group chat.
Older than you, I believe, but
yeah, but you're probably the only one that might remember this toy. There was a thing called Muscle Men. Do you remember these?
Describe it more. It sounds vaguely familiar.
So they were 2-inch tall figures that were like they were like flesh colored, and they didn't move or anything. They were just figures, and they were all kind of muscly, and they were supposed to be different kind of like alien wrestlers.
I do remember those. Were those vending machine toys?
You could I think you could get them out of a vending machine in some places, but a lot of times they came in a pack of 3 for like $1 or something.
Yeah. You know what? I think actually there were knockoffs of them that you could get in vending machines that were multicolored. But I do vaguely remember those. That is a very weird toy.
Yeah. I was just thinking of it today because I would get them because they were just so cheap that, like, you know, if I wanted to buy that, you know, I usually could get 1 or 2 or whatever. But I looked that up and it's like, it goes back to, like, they were originally made in Japan for this like TV show, and the TV show never actually made it to the US because it was too violent, which, if you can imagine how violent something has to be to not be allowed in the United States, it's probably pretty violent.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm looking at them now. I do remember these. I remember my cousin had a lot of these. They're very weird.
Yeah, you got to look them up. They have all different. They're alien wrestlers and muscle men. The muscle actually is an acronym for millions of unusual small creatures lurking everywhere. Yeah. So this is, you know what? Looking up this info about muscle men has turned me into one of the people where I'm going to end up spending like $1,000 on this set, because I learned that there's like an original box set of DVDs of the show that was on in Japan and how it evolved and all of the toys that came along with it. And I know I'm just going to get so nostalgic that I'm going to buy that one night. But
they're cheap on eBay.
Yeah, most of them are, but you know you're going to hit that one that's like $400, you know. All right, so our results are in for this last one, and our winner this round is Liz Esty. So Liz will be moving on to the next round. And our next matchup will be between Jacqueline Wall and Joe Medoff. So Jacqueline, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Second. Okay, Joe, your question is, as an adult, would you rather try to host Thanksgiving dinner using only an Easy Bake Oven, or go to war with nothing but a Nerf gun?
I'm going to probably try to cook using only an Easy Bake Oven, because I just think it would be a lot more easier. I think there would be a very good, I don't really know. I wasn't an Easy Bake Oven guy, but I think it's just I think it actually functions as a real oven. No, you could probably make some actual Thanksgiving dishes in an Easy Bake Oven. No, some pumpkin pie casserole or whatever the fuck. Like, you got the little marshmallow in the middle. Like, you could make that. Like some turkey, you could heat that up. Like, you could actually do a lot there. Whereas Nerf guns, you get shot and die. You get shot and die by the enemy. There's a lot of them. They have a lot of guns. They're gonna shoot you in the face. Also bombs. How much more time do I have? I really want to stress the point that you will die if you.
So, Joe, you mentioned bombs, but you know what would cause an implosion to your entire house is trying to make Thanksgiving with an Easy Bake Oven. I was never allowed to have one as a child because they're dangerous, first of all. My father's an electrician, so he's like, that does not come in the house. It's gonna explode on your little child hands. And also, you can't cook all of Thanksgiving with that. It's like this big. Are you having people over? Do you have friends to come over for Thanksgiving? You can come to my house if you want. But war with a Nerf gun as a woman, it's fine. I'll just be like, I forgot my gun. Someone hide me. And I'll probably be fine. Unless the war's right now. I'm assuming we're talking previous wars. If a war's right now, I probably would just hide. I don't have that much of a will to live anyway, if I'm being really honest with you. So I'm fine. I'll just run out there. It'll be a good time, and maybe Nerf will sponsor me so that my family can get the death money after, I run around in the war, sacrifice myself.
I gotta say, first of all, to have anyone over my house for Thanksgiving would be an absolute treat. Second of all, It would also really, really suck to walk into a toy store with my child many years later, assuming you come back from that war, and get the PTSDs. I really don't want to ruin toy stores for myself. Also, I can't endorse the U.S. foreign policy regardless of my weapon. But you know what? I can. Turkey, I can endorse.
I don't know about ruining toy stores. I think the country, the world, it's already ruined. But I hear you. PTSD is very real. I do hope that I get knocked out in the war, so I don't have to deal with that. But I respect that. We can definitely do Thanksgiving, but no one's coming to your house because that is dangerous. You can't have the easy bake up. I will cook in a real oven. Meat, if it's not cooked, will make you really, really sick. You will shit yourself for like 2 weeks. You can't do that. It's not going to be good. Even the baked goods. Mm-mm.
All right. So a lot of good points here. And I can't decide who won. So it's going to be up to you, the audience, to choose your winner. So head into the poll right below in the description. You can see where it says voting. Just click on that to go to pickasidestupid.com, polling, and choose your winner, whether you believe Jacqueline or Joe won. Click on that right now. And while people are voting, I could ask another trivia question of Nick Martucci. So, Nick,
Yes.
This question is about the best-selling toy of 1985 and 1986.
Yes.
Yes, Teddy Ruxpin. So a lot of people think that Teddy Ruxpin was a bear, but it's not the case. So what kind of creature was Teddy Ruxpin? Was it a monkey, B, an elope, C, a parrot, or D, Ruxpin?
Was D Ruxpin?
D is Ruxpin.
Oh, that feels so right, but also like it's not a parrot, right? There's no way that they made a bear and called it a parrot. That would be bullshit. I can't stand for it. I don't think it's a monkey. What was B again?
B was elope.
How do you pronounce that?
Elope. It's
There's no way you
ILLIOP.
wrote that down without it being correct. It's got to be an elope.
So the correct answer here is B, elope. And I don't know what that is, actually. I'm pretty sure it's just a fictional animal that they made up. But if anybody has any other idea, let me know. Any wildlife people that know more about wildlife in this group or on YouTube? Anybody heard of an elope before? No. So they made up an animal just to be like, this isn't a teddy bear. It's something else. Great.
It's something
right.
that looks like a teddy bear that we called Teddy.
Yeah.
It's an
Yeah.
elope.
So the results are in from this last matchup, and the winner is Jacqueline Wall. So Jacqueline will be moving on to the next round. And our final matchup of round one is between Jer Palapple and John Farrell. So Jer, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Second, okay. So John, your question is, which one of these is more likely to ruin a kid's birthday party? And your options are slip and slide or lawn darts.
Oh, lawn darts. For slip and slide, that's just good old Canadian fun. Lawn darts, that's a dangerous American game. I don't much condone it. You can't wear a helmet while you play fucking lawn darts. You can, but people don't respect you. You could totally, you could you could get a lawn dart and throat. That's not pretty cool. I mean, the most that's going to happen with the slip and slide, you get a mild concussion. You go right back into the game. You go to the protocol. And you go right back to it. Lawn darts, they'll ruin a kid's birthday party way quicker. First of all, if you are an adult and you're like, you know what's going to spice up this party, baby? Lawn darts. You have major issues, and I think you should have your kids taken away. If you just have a slip and slide, you're just a good parent. If you have lawn darts, you are a scumbag, and I hope the courts find that the same way as well. In conclusion, slip and slides rule, and lawn darts are for bad people.
Time.
Kids don't have the arm strength to make lawn darts harmful. They probably just fly off in front of them and land a foot away. Slip and slide, if you're living in a city, slip and slide is deadly. You're putting that on concrete. You're throwing probably a bucket of water that you got from a bathtub or something like that out on the thing, and then you're asking kids to scrape their knees and whatever else body parts they've got. I don't know anatomy. I'm not a scientist. Just dropping themselves on that thing and trying to slide through like the commercials. But instead, they're just breaking all their bones and they're sad. Also, water can be scarce. You're just wasting water, and that eventually will ruin everybody's birthday parties, not just this one kid's. So think about the environment before you use your lawn darts and think they're evil. They're not the most evil. Time.
Kids are really fucking strong, Jared. I don't know why you don't think so. These kids are get bench pressing a ton, and concrete's really soft. You obviously don't know that because you're not a scientist like I am. So if the sun heats up the concrete, it gets very soft. And plus, you don't need to use water. You can use Code Red Mountain Dew if you really want to. That's available at a party. You have, if you at these parties, you got too many liquids. You can use that for anything. That's fun. But lawn darts, that just takes one. That's a quick lawsuit, and I highly.
Time.
And you got to inflate the thing, the entryway to the slip and slide. You got to put the rubber out, and it's not a good toy. It's not a fun one. And even if you unroll it and then it's just like rubber and you try to slide across that thing, it doesn't work. If you actually tried it in real life, you'd fucking just roll through it and just get yourself covered in grass and dirt and glass and whatever else. I didn't ever have parents who checked the ground before they put it down, so I have some biases here. But I think that it's a very dangerous thing that will hurt everybody if it's left unattended.
All right, a lot of great points here, and certainly two very, very dangerous items to bring to parties. But it's going to be up to the audience to choose their winner here. So if you head into the poll right below, just click that link, and you can vote for either Jared Apple or John Farrell. And while people are voting, maybe I can ask this trivia question of Joe Medoff. Joe, do you remember Micro Machines? Have you ever seen these? No. Okay.
No, I
Well, then this can be a pure guess for you then. So there was a guy named John Muschetta Jr. He's the guy in the Micro Machines commercials. And the question is, what was most notable about his performance in those ads? And your options are: he always wore a velvet tux. B, how many small cars he would swallow during a 30-second commercial. C, how quietly he talked. Or D, how fast he talked. What was the most notable thing about John?
All right. Well, if I know Junior, and I don't, not whatsoever do I know that man. I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to say, for a car commercial, the fast talking makes a lot of sense. Gonna try to sound like a motor himself. He might have swallowed cars. That makes sense too.
I
So
mean,
D.
two good options there, but yeah, definitely how fast he talked. That was the thing that everybody knew about John. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It looks Italian. So too much for me. I don't know. Too much spice on that name. I can only get through good Irish names, But yeah, he talked very quickly, and that was the big thing about him was that Micro Machines were. It was like the fine print on any commercial. He was the guy that did that sort of thing.
There's an Italian car named Micro Machines. What is it? A Fiat commercial? Pals for a smart joke. For those of you who don't know.
All right, we have a winner here. We have all the votes counted, and our winner for this round is Jared Palapple. So Jared will be moving on to the next round, and that means that we're on to round 2. And I love the comments inside of the Zoom meeting, and it's sad that not everybody can see them on YouTube, but it really adds something to it. All right. Liz Esty and Rob Crean. That's the next matchup here. Liz, do you want to go first or second? Is Liz in the group anymore? Did she leave? Oh no.
No, I don't want to win by default.
She might have a bad internet connection or something. Well, maybe we should have Jer Palapple and Jacqueline Wall do their matchup first. And then hopefully Liz can get back online. And oh, here she is. Okay, we'll do this one now then. Hey, Liz. Hey, Liz. Welcome back.
I'm sorry, my internet went out.
Oh, it's okay. I figured you weren't just like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm leaving. I hate it. They're talking trash about Teddy Ruxpin, and I won't have it any longer. So it's you and Rob Crean, and you get to choose whether you go first or second here.
I'll go first.
Okay, great.
Just in case the internet goes out again.
Yeah. Okay, so your question is, which Lego set that is definitely a real thing would you be more likely to buy? The Titanic Lego set or the Twin Towers Lego set?
I'm gonna say Twin Towers because I want to be controversial, and also I want to test out all the different conspiracy theories with the Lego structure, to see like what makes sense structurally, because Legos are known for exactly mimicking how materials work. So yeah, I think I want to try and finally get to the bottom of what really happened on 9/11 with my Two Towers Lego set. And if that makes me a bad person, I'll accept that for the Legos of it all. I'm gonna get the answer. People have been struggling with this for years, and I think I can figure it out with Legos. Time.
All right, Rob, you're up.
Well, Sean, I'm a romantic, so of course I'm going to go with the Titanic because I mean, look, they've attempted to make romantic movies that revolved around 9/11, but they've all fallen flat. There was that one with Robert Pattinson where he dies at the end of 9/11, and then there was the romantic movie with Adam Sandler, Rain on Me, which just didn't really quite work. Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, I think is another attempt at a 9/11 romance, and they just none of them work. And I love romance. I love boats too, so that's cool. I mean, I like skyscrapers as well, but I mean, also I don't have all day. Feels like the Twin Towers is gonna take forever to make, and Titanic will be a little quicker.
All right, Liz.
I think the Titanic was pretty big. Like, wasn't that the whole thing with the Titanic about how big of a boat it was? I mean, I don't know how it'll break down in like number of bricks, but whatever. Uh, but you know, I think it's rude of you to say "Remember Me" starring Robert Pattinson isn't a modern classic. Um, so many people, you know, for them that's a seminal work in romantic films. So I think that's unfair to Remember Me.
God.
Well, I mean, I think the thing about the Titanic was that it was unsinkable, not that it was big. And sure, it's big. It's a large ship, but it's not as big of a skyscraper. And especially there's two of them. So I mean, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. Robert Pattinson he should stick to what he's good at, being Batman.
All right. A lot of good points here, but there's no way that I could choose the winner. So it's up to you, the audience, to go in and choose your winner. And just go into the video link, the link below the video, and vote for either Liz Esty or Rob Crean. And while people are voting, I can ask a question, I guess, another question to John Farrell. So, John, your question is the lyrics in this ad were later changed after it was decided that, quote, "the balls pop out of my mouth were not appropriate for a child's toy." And your options are Mousetrap. Oh, sorry. A, Mousetrap. B, Hungry Hungry Hippo. C, Mr. Bucket. Or D, Simon.
Mr. Bucket sounds filthy. E, Pogo Ball, that's not an option. That'd be cool. Mouse. I don't even know if Mr. Bucket is real though. That's the issue. That's not that might be like a janitor game. Mouse. Hungry Hungry Hippos is the tempting one though. And I'm assuming the Hungry Hungry Hippos are singing the song, so I got to go with Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Yeah, the answer is actually C, Mr. Bucket.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah. Maybe Rob is the only one that could remember that commercial, but
Nope.
You don't even remember it? Okay.
No.
Yeah, there was, yeah. Anyways,
Real
you put
fun
the
toy.
balls in the top of the bucket, and then he has like a face, and they pop out of his mouth, and that was the little jingle for it. Was that he said, "I'm Mr. Bucket, the balls pop out of my mouth," and then they had to change it. Now, if you look it up, the ad is different, but I think you can find the original one on Reddit, where you know all the in the nostalgia thing on Reddit. So
A board game?
it's like a bucket with little wheels on it that like just kind of like moves around the room and pops balls out of its mouth. Quite literally, that's what it does. So the song made sense, but it also sounded filthy. So, what's the okay? All right. Let's see how the audience voted here, and who's gonna be moving on. So, in a close one, Rob Crean wins, and we'll be moving on to the finals. Rob Crean. All right. And next up, we have Jer Palapple and Jacqueline Wall. So, Jer, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
First. Okay, great. So, your question is, let's see. If you had to look exactly like one of these toys, which one would you choose? Mr. Potato Head or a troll doll?
A Mr. Potato Head, you can like take your face parts out and clean the crevices. That's really useful. Troll doll, you're messing with your hair all day. It looks terrible no matter what you do. You can't move because you don't have joints. Mr. Potato Head, he's got limited movement, but he can do this with his arms, and I'm sure the world will, go your way if you switch out your arms into other parts of other holes you got. That can't come out as well as I'd hoped. But it sure did come out, just like Mr. Potato Head's parts, which are very versatile in that you can put them anywhere. And maybe his feet is his nose today. I don't know. That's fun. What can a troll doll do? Just waggle about? I already don't have hair, and I'm living a pretty good life. So I don't think I need anything that a troll doll look can offer me.
Time.
Have you seen the ass on a troll doll though? It's so perfectly round. It is so thick with 2 C's. I would do anything for a troll doll ass. You have no idea. Also, I totally respect living a happy life with no hair, but hair is really fun. The troll dolls got style. They have all different color hair, and I think troll dolls are particularly useful. You can scare people or you can be really cute. And those are both really important things to get through life. That ass, though, I don't know. That's really hard to argue with. The potato ass is just, it opens. I don't know what, ew. Speaking of, I don't know what that's all about. It does have parts, but how many parts do you need, right? I would lose all my parts if I had the ability to lose them. So I'd rather be a troll doll and just have one look, maybe have a couple outfits. That's all you need. And you just run through the world scaring.
First off, it opens because there's junk in that trunk. That's why Mr. Potato Head's ass is superior. It can have as much or as little thickness as you need or want. I don't even know if trolls have outfits. I don't remember them well enough. But Mr. Potato Head, he has all sorts of hats. Hats are a kind of outfit, and I love them. He can have a bowler hat. He can have a cowboy hat. He can. I think that's it for now. But maybe a baseball cap. I'm trying to think of different types of hats that Mr. Potato Head can have.
Do you know that the troll can wear a hat too? And it doesn't have to keep them in its ass. There's no room in its ass for all those hats. And trolls can have outfits. They're usually naked because it's just such a beautiful form to look at. They don't want to cover it up. But if you wanted to dress them, I'm sure you could. You could really pizzazz them out, Oh, Liz's background is trolls. Look at those gorgeous faces, those big, beautiful brown eyes. I don't want to be one of those. They're holding hands. They're so sweet and perfect.
Time. All right. A lot of good points here, but I gotta say it's up to the audience here to decide their winner. So head into the poll right below the video in the description. You can find where it says voting. Next to that, there's a link. Click on that, and you can vote for either Jer Palapple or Jacqueline Wall. And while people are voting, let's ask this trivia question to Liz Esty, who also has a nice background up now with the troll dolls. Hey, Liz.
Hey.
Yeah, look at that. Could you find a picture of them from behind? A butt picture of the troll?
I couldn't find a picture of them from behind. I didn't want to search troll dolls behind. I just felt like that was a little too much. So
sure, I hear you. I mean, look, the things I Google for this show, like I get the wildest ads on the internet. I gotta tell you. But okay, so your trivia question is that this toy, it's kind of like a stuffed doll toy. It actually gave birth to more smaller versions of itself. And your options are A, My Buddy, B, My Pet Monster, C, Prego Patty, or D, Puppy Surprise.
Oh, geez. What? Is this some sort of pro-birth, undercover marketing campaign? Oh God, what was A?
A was My Buddy.
I feel like that's too innocuous. And Why am my brain is like a sieve. I'm sorry, what's B?
My Pet Monster.
I'm gonna say My Pet Monster because that's what I want to be true.
Yeah, I mean that is not it, but My Pet Monster was probably the best stuffed animal toy thing of the 80s. The actual answer here is D, Puppy Surprise. So
Of course.
if you bought this, it was a little stuffed dog, and inside there were smaller dogs, and the marketing scheme, the way that they advertised it was, you don't know how many puppies are inside. It could be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Puppy surprise. And
Wow.
yeah. So
The more you know. Did someone pull up the NBC? The more you know.
yeah, that little shooting star. But that's what toy commercials were in the 80s. They were like, this dog is going to give birth on your house. So, all right, let's see how everybody voted and who will be heading into the final matchup to face off against Rob Crean. And the results are in. And our winner this round is Jacqueline Wall. So Jacqueline will be moving on to face Rob Crean. And let's read off a couple. We got a couple questions that didn't quite make it. I haven't done this no contest segment in a while, but I want to do it again, where we read some questions that didn't quite make it into the show tonight. So here they are. Tara Costner asked, how many Buzz Lightyears can you accidentally put up your bum? And, as you know, each question that's asked in a debate has to have 2 sides. If Tara had written 5 or 10, we could have asked this question. But Rob, you think maybe just 1?
Yeah, after that, it's no longer an accident.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, I guess if it's beyond infinity, then there's plenty of space in there, All right, Ken Green wanted to know, what's the more likely explanation for Cabbage Patch Kids? Is it people are abandoning their kids in a cabbage patch, or people are having sex with cabbages? I don't know.
It's like chicken or the egg, which one came first?
I'm sorry, wait, can any of us answer this?
Yeah, feel free to.
Well, I gotta say, if you put 2 cabbages next to each other, seems pretty enticing, so.
Okay.
That's the cabbages.
So yeah, it really takes 3 to make a Cabbage Patch Kid. 1 human, 2 cabbages. This one, I believe this was Steve Albert, I think. He said, Mr. Potato Head didn't originally come with a fake potato. You're expected to have a real one in the house. Actually, Nick was talking about this earlier. And Steve wants to know if that was too presumptuous to just assume everybody has a potato in their house.
Yeah, I bet a lot of very poor kids who didn't have potatoes, those pieces just end up shoved into siblings.
The Mr. Potato Head was actually invented as a way of rubbing it into the Irish, who may not have had any potatoes due to any potato famine. Is that timely? Is it too soon to make an Irish potato famine joke? No.
That's why the potato famine started, is they were using all of their potatoes for Mr. Potato Heads.
That's, of course, the Rhode Island potato famine, not which is where Mr. Potato Head was created.
All right, and I think the last question in our no contest segment, this person, it was, I forget who wrote this now, but they wanted to know, how is Joffrey doing with unemployment? The giraffe from Toys R Us. How
you
is
call him Joffrey?
Joffrey? Isn't that what it is?
Jeffrey, the name.
I don't know. Jeffrey with a G? That doesn't make any sense.
Thing I worry about is that I feel like now that he doesn't have Toys R Us to rely on, he's going to have to grow up, and I worry if he does, he's not going to be a Toys R Us kid.
I just like, first of all, Jeffrey, Joffrey, doesn't matter. They're all bad at comedy. Second of all, Jeffrey, whatever, the giraffe is doing very well. He's selling parts of his neck for meat. So I think he's doing well. Oh.
Yeah, it was. Oh, Mary Nora was the one that asked this question. How's Joffrey
even
doing?
if he grows up,
The game,
he
the
would
Game of
still be a
Thrones
Toys R Us
guy.
kid.
But in the theme
That's
song, they
that's,
say, I don't want
that's
to grow up.
how it
because
goes.
Maybe if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid. So, I mean, we don't know for sure. The song asks the question, if you grow up, are you no longer a Toys R Us kid?
I thought that the lyric was, "I still would be a Toys R Us kid."
I think it's, I don't want to grow up because maybe if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid. I believe, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well,
We'll
the point
never
is,
solve this.
he was not unemployed for too long. He actually did 2 seasons on Game of Thrones, and then he.
Who did
I
he?
will
No,
almost-
that's how George R. Martin came up with that. He was
Yeah.
like, what's the name that sounds like Jeffrey but isn't?
Yeah, and it was because of the Toys R Us mascot. Okay, hey, we're on to the final debate of the night between Jacqueline Wall and Rob Crean. And Jacqueline, would you like to go first or second?
The second.
Second, okay. So, Rob, your question, I think this one, man, I think I put this in the eCam in the software, so maybe it will pop up, or maybe I didn't, and Sarah doesn't have the right one to work with. But the question is from Joe Buckley, and he asks, what did you want to play with more as a kid, a lighter or a butterfly knife?
Oh man, I was definitely a lighter kid. I do have I have a pretty big scar on my finger from playing with razor blades, but oh man, you can do so much more with a knife. The only thing you can do with a knife is hold it and feel cool for a second or injure yourself. But with a lighter, you can do so much stuff. There's so much between just looking at it and causing a forest fire that is a lot of fun, you know? And I mean, it's I was definitely a kid that loved fire. I used to like to I would light pretzel rods on fire and act like I was smoking a cigar. As a kid, I did on several occasions light my hair on fire by mistake. I mean, you can. I started smoking cigarettes at 11, so I mean that right there is more reason to use that. Yeah, I mean it's a lighter is just fun to just look at. You can mess with how hot the flame goes.
You thought you were cool smoking your sticks, Rob? Your fake cigarettes? Try carrying around a butterfly knife in each hand at 5 years old on the playground. You know who became real popular real quick? It was me. Okay. And I think that is definitely what every kid should want to play with when they're young. That's really useful. Lighters weren't interesting to me. I grew up in a smoking household. They were everywhere. That's not a toy. But get your hands on a butterfly knife. That'll help you grow popular in kindergarten. Protect yourself when you get bullied. Cut yourself in high school when you have your emo phase. And then as an adult, you don't have to be scared walking around in the city because you know how to use 2 butterfly knives at the same time, all because you found it when you were a little kid. And I think butterfly knives are just a lot more useful and a lot more enticing. They're shiny, and the danger potential is just so high, and violence potential. If you want to light someone on fire, it'll take a while, but a knife.
Yeah, look, I mean, a butterfly knife versus a lighter, as far as what is more badass. I mean, a butterfly knife is named after the prettiest, most dainty insect around. And a lighter, I mean, you could burn down your whole house. You could murder your family in their sleep try murdering your parents with a butterfly knife. They're gonna overpower you. It's not gonna work.
I think it would work. I don't know if you hit your time or if I interrupted.
I don't either.
All right. Well, I
I'm
think it
done.
would work.
But I don't know if I have my time.
I think that's all I got. A butterfly knife you can murder with, and a lighter. I don't know what kind of things you were lighting on fire. Maybe you should go to therapy, but it shouldn't be people. I go to therapy because I stab people with knives. All right, that's my time.
Time. All right. So a lot of good points here, and I'm trying to get this poll to work. So give me a second. It's back up. Okay. I was having some kind of technical problem here, but I just have to type in the names, and then everybody can vote by clicking on the link in the description on YouTube. And let's see.
While you're doing that, should we just sum up our points in like a sentence, just so people remember?
Yeah, just sum them up for like a second, and
Lighters are cooler than butterfly knives because it's easier to kill with.
Butterfly knives are cooler and more intriguing to children than lighters because they're shiny. And even though they're dainty, you can kill a motherfucker with one of those.
Cool. All right. Both, great points. And I think while people are voting, I could ask this trivia question of Jared Palapple. Although first, I would like to say, Nick, if you could just say something so that we could see that troll's ass, like.
Yeah, so this is the behind of the troll, courtesy of Rob Crean.
I deserve to lose to that.
Unfortunately, yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. So let's ask Jer this trivia question. Jer, in the film Child's Play, a toy is possessed and goes on a killing spree. Which real life toy would you say the character Chucky most resembled? And your options are A, Trolls, B, Mr. Potato Head, C, My Buddy, or D, My Pet Monster.
C, My Buddy.
Yeah, that was an easy one for sure.
Especially for me, I'm a Child's Play series obsessive. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just learned this today though. They wanted to call Chucky Buddy, but they couldn't because of copyright infringement or trademark or whatever.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. So while people are voting, and there's two questions that we didn't get to tonight because I just wrote two more than we needed to. But in case anybody wants to just argue these at home, you have a friend over or something, here you go. Here's a couple. Would you rather get drunk and play Skip It or get high and listen to Pink Floyd through Teddy Ruxpin? And the last question is, what's the worst advice given by Nerf? So Nerf has a bunch of different slogans for different products that they have. But which of these two slogans from Nerf is the worst advice? Bend the rules of battle or wetter is better? I don't know that you should be telling people either of those things.
What if those people are children?
Yeah, that might make it worse. I don't know. It might be even worse. But I guess the wetter is better is Super Soaker. I didn't even know that was a Nerf product, but it is.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay, so the results are in, and our winner tonight is Jacqueline Wall. So Jacqueline wins. Woo. Hey. Nice job, Jacqueline.
Thanks, guys. This was fun.
Any final thoughts on toys that you want to let us know about before we sign off for the night? or a speech in general? Anything you want to tell us?
Me in particular or everyone?
I mean, you're the winner, so you know you get a little bit
Okay.
more. If you want to say anything, even if it's just like, you know, in your face, everybody else, or whatever, you know, it's your time right now.
Oh, well, this was really fun. I don't have anything else to say because I didn't know this was an option. Sean, you're awesome. Everyone here, you're awesome. Good job. Toys are great. I'm glad this wasn't about adult toys, but I was prepared for that.
All right. Yeah, it's been a fun time. Thanks everybody for participating, and thanks to everybody that was watching on YouTube and voting. And we'll be back next week with a show about, is it Harrison Ford next week? I
Yeah.
think it might be Harrison
think
Ford
so.
next week. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that should be a good time. 7:30 on Friday. And we're gonna sign off now. I'll see you all after the theme music ends. Good night, everybody.
Pick a sign.